Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to the 17th season of the Phoenix SimSport Le Mans series. Uh, just going over through to qualifying as it's just started with a quick format change. Instead of the 30 minutes of practice session, is followed by the 10 minutes of practice sessions, followed by the 30. But so it did take a little less quicker for me to load than per usual. But thank you all everyone for your patience, and well, we're looking forward to a very exciting season here today. There you go. And with that loaded, we can now swiftly move on to the qualifying session. Bradley Cater, usual protagonist, holds on through to pole position with the 143.5. He's a bit closer though. Shabora just about under a second behind, with Bartels falling through on third, Brady fourth, and Wormstrad fifth, with Kevin Rivera sixth, and newcomer for Chase Jones, one of the actually donating through a pink Porsche here today, going to go through in seventh. Frantics falls all through with eighth, with Amoria Mar ninth. And then after that, it is Benawart 10th and Klepp 11th, Bellman 12th, Woola 13th, Francisco Lemay in 14th, Marvin Rassenhauer 15th, Christian Vantis in 16th, with Lance Blakushka 17th, Paul Shabar 18th, with Matroni in 19th, Harold DeCock in 20th, Levy Jennings, I think might be expected to make it, but we're not sure here. 20 cars in the GT3 today, which is probably the most that we've seen thus far of those people that have raced here. Still keeping an eye on Klepper for the time being. Ooh, a bit off. All ending into the pits, very last minute. Brett Jones makes his move, and that will be it as he can stand. Yeah, it's a very quick qualifying session, 13 minutes, so I think I did miss a big portion of that, so do apologies for that to the viewers. I'll try the last one throughout, so we're going to expect to see the hypercars come out very soon. 13 minutes, it's usually 10 minutes for the GT3s, and then plus the 3 extra. Peter seems unstoppable as per usual, although within a second of a gap, it's a bit closer than he might have imagined, as Matroni, a bit sideways on the exit of one, will take through to the hill, and that will be it over and done. The other BMW out for on track in Chryso. Soviet gonna wait to see where he can go ahead. Val Thunder, I think that might, well, it sounds wrong, but that's fine, I suppose. Through it for the final corner, go with 10 minutes and 40 left to go. Might actually be an improvement for Kim. He's going to go for across the line. Green sector in the middle. And right for the line he will go. And not enough, unfortunately. Now we move on through to the hypercars afterwards. As Kato scores another phenomenal pole position, really continuing through where he started for the first 2 seasons. With Shabor, Bartels, Brady, and Wormshire all following suit. They've all managed to close the gap up to Cater, but Cater still seems untouchable as per usual. Timer is ticked down. The stewards have allowed for the cars to go out for a track, and it will be Andrew Taggart in the Aston Martin leading for the field. Previously in the Ferrari, now going over through to the Aston Martin. A bit of a change of pace. Cheeky following from behind is Oliver Walter. Down and over in second place. He is also going to use through to the Valkyrie as well. Porsche for Cheeky, I think, is his choosing for today. Lion War I think still holds on through to the Peugeot. The Porsche for Vince, G29 Vince. Remington previously holds on through to the Aston Martin. He has changed to the Ferrari, I believe, for this year, with Raul following through behind. He's switched to the Aston. B. Neal holds on to the Valkyrie. There's a lot of Valkyries here this time round. Kenzo onto the Peugeot. Did pretty good for him last season, where he went toe-to-toe with Lorenzo, but didn't quite make it out in the end. McCurdy still in the pits. Still Arp and Hendricks. We're going to see, first time now, set by Andrew. A valid up time for Andrew, it seems. Or it seems the quickest one on track. 19.850. We're only the only other driver closest with a 20.0. Walter's done a 33.1. Walt's going to approach our fruit to the... Huh. Through to the final corner, Wart will go. It's going to be a pretty good lap time for the Englishman in his second season back into the hypercars after a tenure in the GT3s. Let's see where it will go for him. It'll certainly take provisional pole, and yes, it will do. Not quite as far away from Walter as we might have expected, but it's still very good nonetheless. Rule for the final corner. Him, Ben, and Kenzo set to lap times. Raul will go through to fourth. Ben goes through across the line. He will displace fourth. And Kenzo, the previous championship protagonist that just missed out short, starts the season strong with a provisional pole with a 131.497. A very good lap by Kenzo. Ryan, the only other driver to sort of come close within a second. Walter trying to follow through suit. We'll see, look, how Ward can respond here. A little bit of traffic up ahead, but if he's still committed, it will still be enough. Thank you, Ona, Vettel, and Small Miat for the follows. Ninja Chase 109 as well. Thank you as well. Wart for the final quarter. Greens all around. Not quite purple, so he will definitely... Oh, good cheeky, improved. Get 3/10 up. And Wart, despite being green, does not be able to improve enough. But Cheeky, importantly, has set through a lap time to push himself up into second. Andrew Tugger has set a valid lap time. And he will be in 7th, 1:3.38. Robinson exit for the pits. Didn't set for a lap time yet on his first run. Will have a chance in the second. Any other lap times we'll see around. Cheeky slows down. Vince is approaching over through to first few turns now. He's going to start for his first line lap. Wart navigating through to the final sector. As Walter Furr on the other end approaching through to the final sector. Andrew Taggart just slightly up ahead. Often struggled with the machinery, at least. So it will be something that he can do here. Improvements from Andrew. Is it going to be enough for a position gain? It will be just one. The spaces for Walter. He will go for across the line. He'll go for up on the fourth. Wart goes for the line. It is not enough to beat Cheeky. It is 700ths off from David's lap time. 3 minutes left to go. Improvements there from Kenzo. I think it's just pushed himself a bit more. That will be 7, nearly 8 whole tenths. Only just 3 thousandths is what's split in between the two. Wow, 13 viewers. Wow, thank you. Oh, Raul spins himself the wrong way around. He will find himself back up. Ooh, he spins around once again. Unfortunately for him, Kenzo thinks he's done enough as he heads into the pits. Wart, Vince, and Walter will go through one more time. Final corner, Wart will go. Green first sector. Here's power is out. Oh dear. Third will be just what it is. Minutes. Timer is done. Any more improvements that we'll see? Taggart promotes himself up in the sixth. A very good one there. Neil down 7th. Remington except for the pits, but he won't be able to make an improvement. Raul has got himself a bit into the grass. Just Wart. Just Wart and Vince is all that remains, but couldn't set enough lap times. Again, that has been a very exciting qualifying, and we'll see with the results. Enzo Christian Blaine takes his start of his season in style with the pole position, the first for so far this season, and a very important one to keep for his momentum throughout the rest of the season. GK threw down in second, Wart in third, Walter fourth, Vince in fifth with Taggart sixth, Ben Neal seventh. Rumington 8th, Raul Peckdale in 9th, with Roman McCurdy not starting along with others. So only 9 in the hypercars here today. In the GT3s, a bit of the same story from last season. Bradley Cater takes on through to pole position, the first so far, but we'll see if he'll be able to make it through to the start. With Jacob Shabor down in second, with Bartels third, Brady fourth, Wormstrand fifth, Rivera sixth, Chase Jones seventh, Eva Francis eighth, Hamori Mar ninth. With Ben Moore completing over through to the top 10. Outside those, Sarah Klappa and Matroni 11th and 12th, both respectively in the BMW. Spellman 13th with Wulle in 14th. Francisco Leme in 15th. Ressenhaus 16th. Krishlo Vantes Valfunder 17th. Linus Bakushkas 18th. Paul Shabor 19th. And Harold de Kock completes over through to the top 20. And it is only just the 20 that will make it through to the race today. The race over and done with, so we will swiftly move on through to the race very shortly. Kenzo Christian Blin, a very good start of the season he's had with that important qualifying position, but you can definitely see Wart and Cheeky about 200s away between each other, and definitely be the ones to watch to maybe take that off of Kenzo to clinch the first race win. In Portimao, Walter has done very good upon his debut here for season 17. Same with Vince as well. They both managed to perform ahead of Taggart, the veteran that has been here effectively since the get-go. Seems to have done a lot better than he did at the beginning of last season. Seems to find more of his rhythm and has a good chance to take best of the rest crown with that battle with Vince and Walter potentially going forth. With Neil Remington and Puckdeal. Remington and Puckdeal kind of struggle a bit, but I think that's a bit of a given the Aston Martin in some ways. But other than that, it's looking over to be a pretty exciting race.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
Oh, and with that, we can look over through to the starting order if we can. The front row holds on by Kenzo with Ryan in second, so that will complete over through the first row for the first race of the season. Cheeky through third with Walter following beside him. It's the highest we've seen the Aston Martin placed at all in recent memories. Vince through fifth in the Porsche with Andrew Taggart in sixth, and Ben Neal 7th with Remington 8th. Raul Peckdale completes over through to 9th as well. The Courier as well doesn't work. Hendricks still over through with the Peugeot. Harp with the Porsche as well. They have not made it here today. And Nathan Carter, the Porsche with the Cadillac for Benito Luis is over there. Here we go. Bradley Cater this time through on the Porsche with Shabor makes it a whole Porsche front row. And then followed for a fact, it is Bartels in third with Brady, also the Porsche. So 3 Porsches in the top 4. Wormstrand holding on through to the Lexus with Kevin Rivera still holding on to the trusted BMW. Completing over through for row 10. Outside of that, Chase Jones in the Porsche with Francis in the Mercedes. Amoy Amar also falls through into the Mercedes. Bad Wart falls through just right beside him. Sarah Klapper and Matroni, both BMWs, both Senna themed tributes. With Bellman following from behind. Joins alongside with the Ferrari is Wulle. Francisco Leme also on the Lexus, so 2 Lexuses this season. Another BMW for Ressenhauer. Christian Van Panzer's Valsander and Linus Bakushkas. Falls over through to complete with Paul Shabora and Howard de Kock. An interesting season to see what will be a very, very interesting. 2 championships are up for grabs here for season 17. 11 races. 20 GT3 cars and 9 of the hypercars are going to kick us off here today. The flag drops and we're underway here. 60 minutes of Portimao begins here. Kenzo, pretty good start, at least from the get-go. But looking over for damage Chicas. They're going to go over down for turn 1. It's going to be incredible. Meanwhile, Shabara holds on through to the lead. And oh no, Jabbar spins round, and there's contact going on back there. He will move out this way. Absolute chaos here in the GT3s. Almost going 3 wide almost on for the exit. You can hardly keep track. With all that carnage going on, look up for ahead. Kenzo Grisham put on trouble from Ryan Ward as he managed to make the move down for the inside. Bartos is the one that's going to lead, followed by Rivera, Ward, Brady, Jones. And Eva completes it for a little bit of sideways on the exit there by Matroni. He's done very well. He's got himself up into 7th. Followed down behind, 3 wide. I was going for back there. Ended it in horrible there. I think that might have been Bellman. It is Bellman. Still keeps it through nice and cleanly. Ward leads with a good overtake against Kenzo. Laces the issues aside, still going pretty well. And that was a very, very exciting start. Now for the inside, switch back around. Kenzo looks through, but to no avail. And he'll still hold on through to the lead. Down for the inside, almost. Kenzo bites the bullet, down for turn 3. Bartos still a very good lead. Cater did not indeed make it. So Bartos is the one that leads with Ward 2nd. Jones 4th. Brady 5th. Matroni 6th. Prentice followed behind 7th. Mar 8th. And etc, etc, etc. Look over here. Remington trying to apply pressure onto Taggart. Nothing quite yet. Ben Ward. Actually, Ben Ward's the one that's back on the hypercar class. I got the Wards confused around. My apologies. Over through in the blacked out McLaren. Good chance to get the first win of the GT3s here. It has been the most crowded it's been in quite a while. A way to really put it up here is through with a 3rd. Jones follows through behind in 4th. A chance to have an overtake for hypercar protagonists. Oh my goodness me, that is pretty close. Jones still manages to keep the composure going around. Slipstream available. Out of an exit. It's looking for the slipstream to make something here. Ooh. Oh, goodness me. I was almost looking for it. Oh, he's applying actually pressure from behind, I believe. Brady falls through to complete for the 5. That 5 minutes have passed round. Kenzo's retaken through the lead up against Ryan. Ryan still looking over to try and get something back. I think it's really been hard for Wart that previously was in the Wart was previously in the Ferrari last season. Did show a bit of its struggles. Now he's going through his former brother's hypercar in the Peugeot. Andrew Target behind. Down for the inside. A clean cut move. A good overtake by Remington to get himself up in the 6th. Wart through on exit. Still under pressure from Jones. Oh my goodness me, a move by Warmshot almost. Against Claphat. Didn't quite work out. Still a move, nonetheless. Levy Jennings. Last minute entrance, I believe. Cater has joined into the party. So we did actually make it in the end. So Francisco Leme has retired. That's our first retirement here today. We'll see over between. Ooh, Jones has a looks around through. Not there. Final corner. Poor Jones against Ben. Onto the straight. We'll use the slipstream. Surely. Warps up seems to be more aligned for speed. Helps combat the slipstream in some ways. Jones, I don't think, expected. Oh, Jones almost not looking wait for it to beg. Is going to look for the outside through. Torny Vip on 5. A bit of a nudge down from behind, but not quite. Franzik's leaving lead in that card train here. .47 minutes and 35 left to go. Bartels leads. Rivera second. Jones continuously been chasing Wart. The gap between these two have been quite close. 45.396 by Wart. 45.365 by Jones. Kenzo makes his way through. Is it enough of the span of the works for Jones to bite the bullet? It might be! Through goes Jones! And he'll give himself over to P3! An incredible overtake. Necessary for the podium places that Jones has put to perfection. Ward has fallen down behind. Was previously in second, now down to third. With Walter making his way past the traffic more seamlessly than Ward has done. Could be pushed away for good. Walter going to try though. He's going to look around for the outside against... I was going to say Klepper. That's not Klepper. Klepper's there. How far's Cheeky? Cheeky's making his way through. Cuts his way back in through. And look at this. Ward having to take for the outside line. Means that he might be pushed back into here. A little bit sideways in the exit for Ward. It's not exactly the dream that I would have had to be in this predicament. Swings right for the outside. Cheeky's going to bite the bullet. Side by side. And Cheeky gets it to P3. Or he can retaliate through 3 if he really wants to. Maybe through 4. But to no avail. Look at this. Rivera. Jones makes his way through past. And he'll take the lead. What an incredible lap it has been for him. They're going side by side as blocking Wart off his path. Cheeky has joined into the battle with Walter up ahead though. Wart follows through suit. Taggart first one to pit. Ball for back behind. That'll be Vince against Ben Neal. Almost sideways. Oh, Walter's wave pass through Cheeky. Will do so. Cheeky joins alongside behind. And there's Wart. Falling through an exit. Further back behind. Rastenhauer, Spakushkas in a battle. Rivera Wart through an exit. Rivera previously held on to the lead all the way down to third. Jones previously took the lead, has now lost that to Bart. Hitter's still through in this race, but no sense of him real catching. Ooh, goodness me, that is Amar gone off a bit off in the second sector. Klepper will have a look down, right down to the inside. 13. And there will be enough for Klepper. Velman gets up through ahead. Rasenauer, Valfunder. They're in a fight. Brady, another retirement here. So 2 retirements in the GTs. We're down to 19. 28 cars in total. Amar. Oh, a bit of a battle there with Klepper. I think that was a little bit of a collision. Right front exit through 3. And Ruller also able to benefit from this. Ooh, and a bit on the hairpin for Amar. Klepper pushed back down into Ruller. Warner tries to go side by side through 6, but couldn't do it. Through to 7, down to 8, they will go. Oh, the blue flag up the way. Takes a really wide line, Amar does. Oh, goodness me! Bit of a collision! Amar goes off track! That was Kader making his way through. Amar has lost. Gone sideways and loses so many positions in the process. Kader, who meanwhile has promoted himself up into 9th and is still continuing through his charge. Furler down through behind. Maybe make his way on through. Klepper goes a bit too wide. He will allow to make his way coming through 2. Position gained. No moves made yet on the hairpin. Easy as you like. Ryan clutched the position off from Cheeky and wanted to get himself back up into P2. 36 minutes left to go here. Ben Neal, Vince in a duel, potentially once again. Bartels holds on for the lead from Jones and Wart. Rivera, Francis, Klepper, Wöhler. Still in the midst of that battle. Brady Cater has disconnected. Might be our third one, which is super unfortunate considering that he managed to recover all the way up into 9th. Devastating news, unfortunately. The move for Vince and Neil for P5. Bartels in the Golf McLaren. Definitely a dream debut for him. 3.5 off ahead. Chase Jones and Wart still on pace, but couldn't really match the McLaren drivers' pace, more or less. Vince and Neil joining back up together. Rivera and Francis for P4. Coming to blows. $35 left to go. Ooh, they're gonna go side by side here. Bit of a collision between the two. Nothing too fine. Look at this. Klepp is going to try to retaliate. Coming out for 3. Right for the inside. Will it go? Oh, goodness me! Side by side for 4. This is not going to end pretty. And it really doesn't. Klepper holds on through to 7th place. Wöhler has lost another position through the Bellman. And it's super unfortunate. A bit of tough racing there. That didn't really go out the way of the other. I think that was maybe a bit too aggressive through on turn 4. Klepper might say he wasn't given the room. Bellman said I've given him plenty of room. We'll determine it for the stewards. Rivera, pressure from Francis. Francis down to the inside through the final few corners. Absolutely to no avail. Rivera will have the inside line through the 3rd to final corner. Right through an exit. Going through to 15. Down to 16. That'll be Rivera the first one to bite to the pits. Neil, Vince, still in a battle. Those two exiting out through to the final sector. Aston versus Porsche. That's for these two that have been newcomers here in the Tier 1 of the Le Mans series. Chance to really break something on here. Now for turn 1 they'll go. Oh, yellow flag somewhere. Yellow flag somewhere. Yellow flag somewhere. Who could it be? Who could it be? Who could it be? Not sure that might be. Bartels. It could be Bartels. Bartels slowed. And that might be another DNF we see. And he done it from the lead as well! Oh my word! Someone else has also retired. And that is Val Thunder. Oh goodness. The pole positioner has retired. And now The man that has led for nearly half of the race has retired. Definitely seems to be a disconnect of some sort. Devastating news. Super unfortunate. Oh dear. Oh no. Not sure what happened there. Was that collision in the pits? Oh goodness me, that's another one going off. Was that Vince? It is Vince. Oh dear. Drive through for Verler. Still X out through. Bellman will follow through alongside. Drive through for him as well. Pepper's got a drive through as well, so I think all the people that are involved had got drive through of some sorts because of the collision. Under 30 minutes left to go. I think I disconnect of some sort. I think it's definitely a disconnect of some sort. Worm's trying into the pits. Apologize for this, viewers. Under 20 left to go. I think everyone seems to be doing just fine. And it does seem everyone's doing just fine. Mantaroni up in first. Somehow behind fifth. Jabora sixth. Jennings seventh. 29 Vince does eventually post through to another retirement, so that increases it to 6, with about 16 cars left remaining. Rassenar finally makes his way through into the pits, a scheduled one indeed, having over from 5th or so. Tiger, the earliest one to have pit, stuck over on 8th and actually has been lapped already. Enzo holds on for the lead still, with Cheeky second, with Wart second, and Cheeky third, with Walter completely over through to the top. 4, 5. Neil 5th. It's all kind of slowed down here. Romington 6th, Roll in 7th, Tiger 8th. Jones holds on for the lead, Frantic 2nd, Pushka's 3rd, at 24th, Shabor 5th, Jennings 6th, Jacob Shabor 7th, Warmstred 8th, Rivera 9th, with Amar 10th, War 11th, Rassenar 12th, Decon 13th, Belbin 14th, Klempe 15th, Villa 16th, Bartels and Cater with Vince, Valfunder, Brady, and Limit all retired. does exit for the pits. I think he does so. Roll enters in. 20 minutes left to go. Roll and Jacob almost in the midst of a battle of their own. Not sure if that might be. Is that Bellman? That's Bellman making his way through. Did suffer through that drive through. Making his way through on past. Quick as he can. Ooh, a cheeky move. 3 wide going in. Ooh, and a too much onto the curb. Andrew Terrier goes a bit too wide. Ooh, and squeezed out as well. Ooh, a bit of contact there. Ooh, bit of a spin. Angie Tower enters into the pits again, so that early pit stop did not work. Alman does exit through 16th. Fortunately, so Jones holds on for the lead. Frantic second. Spikushkas third. Mathroni fourth. Jennings fifth. Shabora sixth. Holmstrand seventh. Shabora eighth. And Rivera ninth. And Mark completes over for the top 10. Targot still through into the pits. Rule is expected to fly on past. It will take P7 off from the Irishman. And 7th he will go. Kenzo leads very comfortably, 20 seconds. Another retirement. Van Wart has retired. Man that was running in second place. That is 2 of the GT3 runners that was running in the podiums. Retired. Oh, goodness me. There's a lot of pressure from Wormstrand. McCarney into the pits. Kept it very, very late. Under 10 minutes left to go. Kenzo finally bites the bill into the pits. He'll go. He will exit out through just ahead, I believe. Oh my goodness, he's going to be super close. Walter just about makes the move to overtake for P2. Is it going to be enough to hold back Kenzo? Only 20 seconds. Effectively, everyone else is asking for a miracle. Cheeky into the pits now. He'll do it for the lead. Kenzo. Did Kenzo suffer from a drive-through? Kenzo suffered from a drive-through! He'll have to pit again. It's allowed for open. Ryan Work comes out for the final corner. I think he might be expected to take the race lead here. Cheeky X's out through. I think it's far too early. Ryan Ward just about X's out through onto the lead. Kenzo has very comfortably held for the pace, has left the race wide open with that drive through. Walter couldn't quite hold into Kenzo for much longer. Wormstrad, Shibora, battle for P3. Down to the inside, Spakushka tries to look over for Rivera. Rivera spins. Far too opportunistic. Oh, another collision going around. That might be Wart. It is Wart. Wart's gone round. Kenzo will take P2 in the down stages of the race. 5 minutes left to go. We've seen a podium change. My word. Kenzo and Rivera might be another retirement, and that's the third of the people in the podium places that have come through to retirement. Lemmy, Brady, Valfander, Vince, Wart, Rivera, Cater, and Bartels all retired. 14 left remaining. 5 to go. Francis and Jabor. Now this is the battle for P2. Minutes left to go. An unlikely victory for Nick Francis might have lost that free to Warmstrand. 2.5 left to go. Bellman walks that free to the pits. Over in 12th. Last minute battle going up ahead. Remington suffers through a drive-through penalty. Andrew Taggart will exit through the last corner. He will finish over free in 6th. I think. And yes, he will. Out goes Remington out here. Goes through ahead. 90 seconds left to go on the clock. Yeah, we're out doing a P2 on the go. I can't believe it either, Maxime. Absolutely incredible what we've just seen here. Crowd for the crowd corner. Cheeky will have one more lap left to compete. Gabor and Wormstrand both for P2. It's Lexus versus Porsche. A Porsche 1-2 currently holding for at the moment. A chance for good points up for grabs for the first race of the season between these two. The closest battle that we have now on track. Rose spins round, but he will continue. Final one ongoing. Down to the straight now. Jabor out from the racing line, trying to prevent from using the slipstream for Wormstrand. Wormstrand still trying to have a look through. Down turn 5. Not close enough. Well, what can he say? An incredible fight. It was very unlikely to see who would have won this. But for a long time, David Cheeky rounds up for the final corner. It might have been unlikely, but he has done it. David Cheeky wins the first race of season 17 at the Le Mans Series. He just beats Kenzo Christian Flynn by 2.3 seconds. Ryan Ward go for across the line. He overthrew on 3rd. Meanwhile, Chase Jones is a GT3 race winner. He wins the first season 17 race of the Le Mans Series here at Portimao. With Jacob Shabara coming out for the final corner. He will just about beat Eric Wormstrand by about 4/10. Goes for across the line. And it is an incredible fight that goes right down to the very wire. Shabara comes out for P2 with Wormstrand in 3rd. That is the podium sitters here in an incredible race that we've seen all the way throughout. Massive upsets and huge underdogs, and it comes out through with those ones through on top. Jones, a fantastic one for him. An incredible one for that. We'll go through to the hypercars. David Cheeky, a great win for him. With Kenzo Crucial Blin in 2nd, Ryan Ward 3rd, Oliver Walter 4th, Ben Neal 5th, George Rumington in 6th, Andrew Taggart in... Andrew Taggart just lost out to Robinson at the very end for P6. It's Raul that completes over through to the top 8. And Vince, the only retirement that we've seen in the hypercars. GT3s. It is Chase Jones that will take through the first race win of the season. And a very impressive one. Porsche's first win as well in the Le Mans series, uh, in the GT3 class, actually, for a very, very long time. And what a way to install a 1-2 as well in their books. Emma Wormstrand and Lexus back up into the podium, says Bradley Cater. He'll crawl through on third. And with Evan Francis fourth, Spakushkas in fifth, with Amori Amar sixth, Lemmy Jennings seventh, with Matt Troney in eighth, Rassenhauer in ninth, and Clapper completes her through 7, 8, 9 in the BMWs. All through that, outside that, we have got Paul Shabor down through 11th, with Bellman 12th, with Fuller 13th, Takarkin 14th, with Rivera, Wart, Valfunder, Bartels, Cater, and Brady all retiring in the process, with Francisco Leme being the other only retirement that we've had. Continuing through with that, we'll give ourselves just a few minutes to slightly recover. We might do a short interview if there might be people that are interested in it. Well, we got people ready to interview just for a minute, so all right, we will go swiftly on to the interviews. Hello. All right. TK, I'll start off with you. A fantastic first race this season. A bit unlikely, but a very good performance from you regardless. How does it feel to win for the first race of the season?
in P3 right now.
Absolutely. Talk us through for your both your qualifying and the race. We did see you just seem to be Kenzo and Ryan having to duel, and then you were just you were so close to actually beating Ryan actually in qualifying, but I don't think you were. Wait, did you beat? I can't remember. You two
No,
were so close though. It was like 700ths of a gap between you two for P2, and yeah, how did that feel during qualifying?
yeah, I mean, uh, I was expecting a top 3 start, uh, but I didn't really know where will I be. And sadly, in the end, it was only P3 because I got held up a little bit, and yeah, that ruined 2 of my laps. But in the end, I got to start on the inside, where I was slightly able to help Ryan to overtake Shinzo. But then, of course, I think it was a net code, but something happened between me and Shinzo, so I went on the gravel, and then yeah, I just went with it. Uh, and in the end, I was really lucky with Shinzo getting a pen and Ryan getting killed.
Um, you managed to gain through. You and Ryan, I think, did manage to get through a bit through. I think you two exchanged places as well midway through the race, especially whenever the GT3 lapped cars came into practice as well. Was it a matter of just thinking for ahead and just figuring out where to go where the GT3 line is, or was it? Do you think for yourself it was luck that you got yourself so close?
I mean, it was also luck, but it was also planned a little bit. But yeah, it was mostly luck.
That's fair enough. I think sometimes like whenever you look at GT3 traffic, sometimes it might be I think easier than others, but I think given it is Portimao, I can definitely understand the struggle. Um, with that in mind, it all came down with I think Kenzo was about 19 seconds up ahead, and then unfortunately seemed to be he was speeding the pit lane. But whenever you overtook Kenzo that moment with just about under 10 minutes left to go, did you feel like you had the win in the bag, or did you feel Kenzo was uh, somewhat close enough to maybe make it into a challenge, and
Um,
Ben as well?
well,
Oh, Ryan,
when I
sorry, Ryan.
saw
Sorry, Ryan, my
yeah,
bad.
when
Was
I
that
saw that he was getting a pan, I was thinking, okay, it's gonna be a P2 because after the pits, I was expecting to come out in P2 because of Ryan, and I was thinking that if I need to, I'm gonna help up Shinzo to help my teammate, and yeah, in the end, I couldn't really help Ryan because of the incident into turn 3, I think.
Yeah, yeah. It
yeah?
was turn three, yeah, which was a bit unfortunate, which we'll get to later. A dream start, as you said, for you and your teammate. So not only do you hold on to the championship lead after the very first race, but a dream team start as well for you and Shinzo. So how do you feel now with that momentum carrying through to the rest of the season? And do you feel you can keep the momentum up? Do you feel, in your opinion?
No, yeah, 100%. It's just the question is if I'm practicing enough or not.
I see. That's fair enough. Thanks very much, Tiki. Congratulations on a very fantastic win and extremely well deserved.
Yeah, thanks.
Enzo, over to you. A little bit disappointing with the drive through, but still a lot of positives can be taken through to your first season 17 race. But tell us through how you feel.
I feel not happy, not sad. I just feel I don't know. I forgot the word in English. I just yeah, it's a strange feeling like to have like the base of season 13 and getting ruined because I thought I was still in the GT3. So, like yesterday, I've done the 4 of Portimao event, and we are driving the GT3, and I think I've still break a bit early the GT3 line, but still back too late was in the pit lane entry. Lock up instantly all the wheel, hit the wall and drag sideways and think enter the pit lane at around 100 kilometers. So after that, I was just like, kind of happy like with the luck I got like instantly after that. With the crash when Ryan so like permit me to get back a position. I don't know if David was also involved in. I think he lost also a lot of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, also not sure about like what penalty we'll get since like so many incident like when like the like same as David said, some kind of net code maybe issue in lap one. I we collide maybe, but I didn't feel anything in the wheel. For me, I leave him enough space. So I don't know. After that, which penalty is that coming? I think I can't remember if it's a 2 or 3 collision I had. And then like one incident of few fast lap when a GT3 understeer into me like in the sector 3 left fast corner. Still left enough space. For me, the GT3 should have not left lift off a bit to avoid the understeer. But from what the rulebook said, it's probably gonna me getting a pen. So I'm just gonna wait for the final result now.
Still, a lot of things are pretty good for you, Kenzo. A very strong qualifying, 7 tenths faster than the driver in second place, and a gap that was pushed to almost as big as 20 seconds. Uh, a lot of positives that you can say, especially when we've considered that your last race in the Le Mans Ultimate Series was a battle between you and Lorenzo right down to the wire for the championship. With that in mind, do you feel like you're still riding on that high despite despite the penalty that you've had with the drive-through and such, do you still feel that you can maybe go again through in season 17?
No, of course, just scared because right now the bad luck started from one. For the previous season, it already started about round 3, 4. Now it's instantly round 1, so I'm a bit scared about the champion curse. So, but no, actually very impressed about the pace I got. I got back really a pace that I say season 13 was my prime, but this was way faster now than season 13. But like, if you take like a similar thing about that, it's kind of the pace I should show in season 13 if I got the same pace. And especially on Portimao, which is the track that I hate the most on the game. Really didn't expect to be such a low, not such a good quality lap for us. Like was one set slower than the pole, I think, from last season. And after that, yeah, it's not a bad start. I was like, okay, I'm cooked. Portimao will get me again. Then fighting Ryan, make a move, following him a bit for a while, and then I start to go away when we catch the GT3, I think. Then yeah, just like usual when I P1 and I lead for a while, just chill, drive, feel what's going on, and suddenly you look at the gap and it's 22nd.
It's funny. It's kind of funny how, as you said, sometimes bad luck does strike a little bit, but I think it is a good sign that being that quick as well does show that you have not lost your pace at all. And as you said, much quicker than you were in season 14, you are now. So yeah, it was unfortunate to be. Thanks very much though, Kenzo. Still phenomenal race on your end, and congratulations on your P2.
Thank you very much.
Finally, to round off through onto the podium sitters, Ryan Wart. A little bit of a mixed bag, but the good news is it's you're now no longer in a Ferrari. You seem to be on a car that's much more fitted to your driving style now. So you've switched over to the Peugeot, and quite a statement that you've made upon. It seemed like we got the old Ryan Wart back with the P3 on your first outfit. So surely, with that performance in qualified, you must have felt you were back into your hypercar element. I assume.
Yeah. I mean, qualifying was actually really disappointing. For all the practice sessions I'd done, I was in the high 31s to mid 31s. So to not get into them in qualifying was actually really disappointing. But yeah, so the qualifying was actually disappointing to be second. I am expected to be closer to Kenzo, but when he put that 31.4 up, I was like, okay, I'm not getting close to that. But I was expecting it to be like a 2 or 3 tenth gap. But I couldn't manage to get into the 31s, which was disappointing for qualifying.
Yeah, like wow, that's amazing. When you consider like that to be a bit disappointing, especially when you're so close to the leaders, it does show what difference a season does. Um, talk us through for the start. A bit. It was a bit of a kerfuffle between David and Kenzo that we've heard from in their perspective, but I want to hear from your perspective how the start went from your point of view.
So sorry,
That's okay.
the start went great. Up into P1, which is exactly what I wanted to do. I knew I had to give Kenzo all the space, but I knew that if we were fighting side by side into turn 6, that I'd have the inside. So I knew that I could keep that P1, and then he absolutely sent it into turn 3, which was incredible. I had to turn out of the corner, otherwise we would have crashed. But it was such a good move that it was late, but it was a classic Kenzo move that only he seems to be able to do. So it was a good move. And then yeah, everything was going really well. I was super comfortable in P2. I wasn't pushing. I was able to keep up with Kenzo and keep him exactly where I wanted him. I could see his car was moving around a lot, and mine just wasn't. I was super calm, super stable, and then the GT3s came along. I got held up between 3 of them fighting into turn 8, and I lost like 8 seconds to Kenzo just in one corner. So
Yeah.
I tried to make up the difference later on in the lap, and then I'll have to watch it back with Jacob with the crash with him. I mean, I think it's one of those things. He says in paddock I turned in a bit early. I would say that was my normal racing line, but it's one of those things. I got spun, and then obviously with Kenzo with his drive through, I knew I could win the race because I had a crash with Stewie as well. He came across the circuit, and as I was overtaking him, and I had nowhere to go, so I had suspension damage from like lap 12 or something onwards. But I was still super fast. I was still faster than David, only a little bit faster than David, but Kenzo was already way ahead by that point. But then with his drive through, I did truly know that I could win the race. And then I had another incident with Kevin where he got spun round and then he just drove back onto the line a little bit as I was going through and it spun me out. But it is what it is. Like it was a bad race and to come away with a P3. And obviously it depends. I know David's going to get a penalty with Walter. So obviously it depends whether I get any penalties. There was so much contact out there with GT3s today. I think all three of us could end up having 20 seconds worth of penalties. So we'll just have to wait and see for the result sheet to come out in 2 days' time.
Yeah, it was quite a bit messy, but I don't really think that could really be blamed, especially when you consider the tricky substance that Portimao does have to offer, especially when it's so blind. And as you said, sometimes you lose 8 seconds, and desperation kind of settles in. But with all that in mind, currently as it stands, you're P3 at the moment in the championship. Still pretty good pace wise that we've seen from you. Following up with David and Kenzo, so you three. It's safe to assume you threes are going to be the front runners for the championship, at least from early predictions. Can assume. How do you feel with this momentum going through the rest of the season, and with the Peugeot in your hand, how much do you think you bring to the fight?
Yeah, I think I think the only chance of me beating Kenzo on pure pace was to do it in a car that I could feel like I could get the maximum out of. When I won the championship in the Ferrari, it felt like I was getting the maximum out of it, and then last season was just difficult all over. So I knew this year that we had to try something new. We both wanted to get in the Valk, but the Valk just didn't work for me. I couldn't get it to work properly, so I just decided that I needed to go for the Porsche or the Pug. And we went. I got in the Peugeot, and within 2 laps, I was doing low 32s on race pace around here. So I knew that this was the car that I just had to be in this season to have a chance of fighting Kenzo, who I expect is the main front runner. And obviously, when Lorenzo comes back as well, I expect him to be obviously up there as the reigning champion as well. But he has the curse this year, so we never know with the championship curse. So I think even though I'm disappointed with the result, I didn't really feel like I had pushed that hard during the race. So I think there's much more pace to come.
That's very, very great news on your behalf. So, thanks very much for the time, Ryan, and congratulations through onto the podium and a nice sign of things to come. Thank you very much.
Buddy.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, that has been it for the interviews, and what can I say? Very, very great. That was to watch indeed. Portimao has seen another thriller of a race with fantastic battling all the way through the start, right through to the very end, with a bit of a miss in between. Things are getting a little harsher, so expect to see quite a bit of penalties dished out through here this time around. So, yeah, with all that in mind, it's been a pretty exciting race with Cheeky being through a very fantastic race winner. He wins for the first race of season 17, and well, I mean, it's been a very, very good to really watch him climb up through the order like that. and with Kenzo still not missing a beat after going right down to the very wire last season, and then falling through that with Ryan Ward, finally following through the season 15 championship pedigree skill set that he was known for, finally finds a car that can really match that for him, and a strong sign of potentially things to come here today. But until then, I've been Amir Oates. Thank you all very much for watching this stream. I do apologize for a bit of the I want to say like rushed organization, but indeed, you've all been fantastic viewers here today. For the max 14 or 18, as I've seen of you. So thank you all very much, those that have tuned on by. We'll continue on through with the rest of the Le Mans series of Colin through. Up next, it will be Kodo is going to be the next one on our list in our calendar, traveling through Europe all the way over to the Americas for Koto. We have seen incredible races here previously, and now that countdown is ticking down 7 days from now. Until then, I have been Amir Oates. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.